It is mock draft time. That's right. We're doing some mock drafts here on the channel, walking into 2023. And I want you all to file on in. Michael K. CPA first in the building. Attaboy, Michael. Jump on in. I'm going to drop a link in the live chat. We're doing some mock drafting. Now, granted, the ADP is going to be all jacked up, so you got to be kind of cognizant of that. And maybe even pull up a set of your thefantasyfootballshow.com rankings to help you navigate. But we're jumping into live mock drafts in 1 second. Look for the link in the live chat. The Fantasy Football Show begins in less than 3 minutes. Let's go.
You are about to enter the Fantasy Football Show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. Smitty is live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. You are about to enter the Fantasy Football Show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. You are about to enter the Fantasy Football Show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. You are about to enter the Fantasy Football Show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
You know what that sound is? That's the sound of us getting on our mock draft horse and we're heading toward the stable. Or I don't know. We're doing something. Get ready to mock draft. Let's go. It is time to mock draft.
It's time to mock draft.
All right, this mock draft in particular is going to be, let's see here. We're not going to go a lot of rounds. We're going to go 12 teams. We're going to go 30 second timer. I don't care if the ADPs are jacked up. We're going with no kicker, no defense. Let's see here. No bench spots. Just one RB, two running backs, two wide receivers, a tight end. So that's 4 or 5. Yeah, okay. Here we go. Draft like you normally would. The draft begins, PPR, redraft. The draft begins right now. I'm going to see what building with JJ looks like. Go JJ, 1.1. 1.1. All right, who's up? Jamar Chase went number 2 to Bobby. Interesting. No RBs as of yet. We're going wide receiver heavy, baby. Cooper Kupp going number 3. No RBs yet. Is Jimmy going to break the trend? I imagine Christian McCaffrey will be the first RB off the board, but you never know. You never know. Christian McCaffrey, boom. Jimmy breaks the trend. Brian with Jonathan Taylor. Brian, have you been watching football, Brian? Brian, read the room, bro. What are you doing, Brian? Brian. Whoa. Saquon Barkley. Brian's predicting a bounce back out of JT. Look, he could, but I don't think you need to take him there, but that's all right. Barkley, number 6 overall. Devontae Adams, 7. Tyreek Hill, 8. This is interesting. This is getting a wee bit interesting. I don't even know what. Let me go. I'm going to pull up my top 200 rankings on thefantasyfootballshow.com. That way I can get a real good sense of JT. Woo! Diggs, 9. Tyreek Hill, 8. Devontae Adams, 7. Barkley, 6. JT, 5. McCaffrey, 4. Cooper Kupp, 3. Jamar Chase, 2. JJ, 1. Derrick Henry goes in the first round still. Hey, I understand why. I'm not doing it, but I understand why. CeeDee Lamb going in the top 10. Look at that respect. Diggs going 9. Luter's on the clock with back-to-backs. He gets A.J. Brown and Kelsey. Dalvin Cook paired with Henry. Team 11's the all-old team. Like, I believe in the old guys. They're not going to go quietly into the night, Smitty. I'm all about second chances. Team 11, probably like me, has all kinds of knee injuries. You're rooting for the underdogs. Josh Allen going to the Lamb owner, Hefe, at the 10 spot. Look, quarterback early. There you go. Kenneth Walker falling to the 2.4. That's good value. I hope to see that in the upcoming drafts. That would be pretty nice. Paul, welcome to the YouTube exclusive membership, pal. To the moon, broski.
To the moon.
To the moon, Paulie boy. Paulie in the YouTube exclusive memberships with the green name. Drop some emojis there, Paulie. Vamp at the 1.7 with D. Adams. Who does Vampy? Mahomie. Miles has Barkley at 1.6. What's he doing? Eckler fell all the way to 2.5. I'm avoiding Eckler in the first round, but it doesn't mean I would avoid him in the second round. I like Eckler there, I suppose, especially because you could play him for a significant amount of games and then trade him. So even if I do expect a decline out of Eckler, doesn't mean I won't take him at a certain point and then trade him later. I just won't take him in the top 5 like other people. Tony Pollard, is he getting his starting job in 2023? Is Zeke Elliott not in Dallas? Or is this just Brian saying, I want Pollard in there? Brian, I like the Pollard pick. I don't like the Taylor pick. That's a little early, but I like the Pollard pick. That's pretty interesting, and I like it. ETN going to 2.7. This is getting tough because the rankings aren't. These are not. They're not in line with what you'd expect. So it's tough to know. DeAndre Swift going to Jimmy. Jimmy's on auto. Jimmy, what are you doing? Jimmy, you got to click the Q tab and unselect auto, bro. Jalen Hurts, Bobby B drafting Jamar Chase, and who's he coupling with Jamar at the 2.1, Bobby? 2.11. The 211. Who's Bobby taking? Breece Hall. Why you got to do that, Bobby? Why you got to do that, bro? Why you got to do that? He's about to fall to me. I don't know what I'm going to do here. It's so hard to know. You don't have the rankings in front of you. I'm gonna go Burrow here, and I'm literally like not sure. Is Bijan in here? No, he's not. The rookies aren't in here. What do I do? timeout here. Waddle, Debo, Higgins. I suppose Waddle's my... I'll just cue Waddle while I'm searching for an RB. I'm going to time out. That's right. Why does it put you on auto after one timeout? I don't know if that was a smart pick. It's really hard to tell. For everybody watching right now, these are the old ADP rankings, and it's really hard to know who's hiding down here. You can't, on top of mind, can't think about it. Like, there's no RBs there that I can see, but you never know. Wide receivers, I was interested in a couple, but there's probably someone down here. Yeah, I mean, like some of the rookies and such, I couldn't get to in enough time. I really want a Breece Hall. I was expecting Bobby to lead Breece Hall for me, but because everyone kept letting Breece Hall slip. But Waddle, JJ, Burrow, I'm going 0 RB, and we're trying it out to see how it feels, how it looks. So far, these teams, let's take a look at these teams. We've got your boy Smitty with Burrow, JJ, Waddle. We got Bobby with Breece Hall, Jamar Chase, and St. Brown. We've got Sir Whatever with Hurts, Jacobs, and Cooper Kupp. We've got Jimmy Boy with McCaffrey, Swift, and Higgins. I think he's on auto. I'm not sure. We got Brian with JT Pollard and Damian Pierce. Miles, Barkley, ETN, and Mixon. Double RBs with these guys. Brian and Miles going triple RB. Vampy's got Mahomes, D. Adams, Garrett Wilson. Bums has Eckler, Tyreek Hill. Boy has Walker and Diggs. 926 has Lamb and Josh Allen. Slot 11 has Henry and Cook, the old school team. And then AJ and Kelsey. Okay, let's get back to the draft here. Nick Chubb went to bumps at the 3.8. This will be a tough spot for Nick Chubb. Like, at what point do you say, okay, I do think it declines on the horizon, but at what point do you say, okay, like late third round, maybe he's got one more year. Let's roll with it. You gotta. It's tough. It's tough. File line in, hit that thumb up button on your way in the door. We got almost 100 people in here already. Please punch the thumb up button. Let's let those numbers, those are rookie numbers. We've got 20 something thumbs up. Come on, you can do better than that. Doing a playoff league, can pick any players, teams on a bye. Okay, that's too long, Thomas. I'm in the middle of a draft here. I don't know what you're saying there. Ramondre, DK, Kelsey, AJ Brown for Looter. Team 11's got Herbert. He believes in Herbert. I hope Herbert rebounds. Team 11's really nostalgic. Who is Team 11? Raise your hand. Who is Team 11? We've got Team 11 going with Derrick Henry, Dalvin Cook, and Justin Herbert. You love the old dogs. I mean, Herbert's not old, but I mean, we're living in the past, thinking he was going to be an explosion this year. I was one of them. I thought he was going to be a top 2 quarterback. He was a top 2 quarterback last year. Maybe he bounces back, though. But I would personally rather have Fields. But question for you all, is Fields the closest thing, looking at this mock draft, falling into round 4, probably early for us, we're early quarterback drafters, is Fields shaping out to be the most likely Burrow or Hurts from last year, because 4th round value is pretty good, and I imagine that equates to 5th round value in the real world. Waddle over St. Brown was a blunder. Yeah, well, it's a blunder right now, period, bro. Trying to scrape together a pick. Drafting with old ADPs is hard. It is. Anybody watching thinks this is easy. Think again. Join the next draft and let's see what you do. Yeah, I would have taken St. Brown. If I could have found him, bro, in time. I had 30 seconds. I was looking for Bijan for about 7 seconds and realized the rookies weren't in here yet. I better get back to... Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh, no! Okay, I'm on the clock with back-to-backs. I'm just going to queue a bunch of people because I have no idea what's in store for me as I get deeper into this. I don't see anybody here. I know there's going to be somebody. Christian Watson's not bad. Let's see. Okay, let's go over to RBs. I'm going to time out here. I guess we'll just go. Let's go. Oh, man. I didn't mean to draft Kyle Pitts. I was trying to. Let's go. A little blunder fest. All in all, it's still a good looking squad. I need an RB. This is not working out well. Dylan? Will you be starting next year, Dylan? I don't know. Blunder. The blunder continues. I didn't even mean to draft Kyle Pitts. I had him queued. Oh. But hey, it's a good-looking squad. I do believe Kyle Pitts will rebound, but I would not have taken him at the 4.12. If I was going to take him at all, I would have taken him at like the 6.12. ETN's already gone. Wow, what a first run. Why don't they have somebody on these platforms, just one person that just says, you know what, I'll do it. Here, ready? This is how I picture a meeting at, let's say, Sleeper headquarters or ESPN headquarters. Everybody gather around. Would anybody please raise their hand? Would anybody like to spend 4 minutes on their lunch break to rearrange manually the mock draft ADP rank? Just manually, just eyeball it real quickly. Spend 3-4 minutes of your lunchtime so that people between now and like March can have a decent mock draft pre-rank list. How hard would that be? Just one guy, one dude, 2 to 4 minutes. 2 to 4 minutes, he could sit down and he could just re-rank the pre-rank one time. How hard would that be? I could do it in less than 3 minutes. If you gave me a drag and drop system and I could hit save, and everybody in the mock draft community would say Smitty is our savior. How could they have not thought of this? Why not? Okay. Let's get back to let's look at some of these teams. AJ Brown, Kelsey, man, we're all in a lot of panic mode. We don't know where to go. Javonte, I could have Javonte Williams. I would have taken him in one of those picks. Kyle Pitts, total blunderfest. Is Ramondre Stevenson gone? I think he's gone. We don't know, bro. We're looking at a blind list here. I believe he did go. I don't even know who's left. Let's go. Pacheco's there. I don't know if I should even queue him this high, but I like him. I'll queue him. Algiers there. McKinnon. Oh my God. Let's see here. Wide receivers. Evans. Mike Williams. No. I don't know. Drake London. Sure. Let's see. There's going to be somebody. Let's go tight ends. Waller. All right, let's go back. I think we're getting close. Christian Watson was a steal at 5.3. I think that could be a steal. 4th round he was drafted. Yeah, this is tough. Whoops. Godwin at 6.3 is pretty good. Brian Robinson is all right. Algier at 6.1 was good. Maybe, we think. We don't know. This ADP is jacked up, bro. Jacked up. Algier White, probably, I don't know. I guess Algier slightly. And Joku. Vampy is up. Vampy's got Rashad White. He's got a 0 RB approach through 3 rounds, and he's got Miles Sanders and Rashad White. Not horrible. Adams, Garrett Wilson, and Mahomes are good. We got to be careful with the 0 running back approach, though, because I think you need some RBs, but it depends on who falls, DeAndre Hopkins could be very good value, or Who knows what happens to him if he gets traded elsewhere and there's no quarterback. Kind of feel like, I don't know why I feel like Chicago. I feel like DeAndre Hopkins will be in Chicago. Why we have 30 thumbs up and about 100 eyeballs on the show right now? Can we pump those rookie numbers up, please? The 1.9 team, Stephon Diggs, Walker, Olave, Lawrence. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Jerry Jeudy, Jimmy boy. I don't mind the Kamara at 4.11. I do feel like, who knows, that value is not horrible. Like, you're talking almost 5th round, but he will be a player I avoid in a lot of ways. But it depends on his ADP. Same thing with Aaron Jones, depends on his ADP. I think A.J. Dillon was a pretty good steal for me. Let's see if I can rectify this. I think I'll rectify this. I don't know. He's old, but we'll throw McKinnon in there, and then we'll say I probably grab Pacheco. But that's a pretty decent looking squad. I timed out on, or I didn't time out. I hit the wrong button on Kyle Pitts. Let's go one more. Football. I'm going to redo this from this pick. We're going to redo this. Copy link. Link is dropping right now in the live chat. Get some. All right, this will be a little easier the second time around because you kind of know what players are hiding. We didn't really have a good sense of that earlier. That was crazy. Their first mock draft with no ADP update, but that was still fun. Cam Akers going to make it a big comeback next year. He could being a year removed from the Achilles is important. There's no way he had a chance doing it this year. That's what I said from the beginning. People didn't want to hear me. They didn't want to hear me. You can't do an Achilles comeback in year 1. You just can't. He showed signs of it at the end, but that's the point. He's going to be ready at the end. All right, here we go. Let's go with McCaffrey this time around, and that way I don't feel. I can get a sense of a little bit better best player available versus trying to hunt for running backs. So I'm going to see how I feel on the McCaffrey drafting side of things. So JJ goes 2, Cooper Kupp goes number 3, Jamar Chase goes number 4, bump from the 5 spot, Looters from the 6, Hefe's from the 7, Miles is drafting from the 8. Oh, my back is still killing me. I love having this footrest here, though. This new chair has been amazing. Javonte and Breece, yeah, but it depends on if they're ready. If they're ready for week 1, it's different. When you're not ready for week 1, like Barkley and J.K., it's very evident that they're not going to have a good year. Barkley needed that 1 full year. Barkley from the 1.6. Speaking of the devil, Hefe up on the clock at the 1.7. Who's Hefe taking? File on in. Punch that thumb up button. We're just doing this last one, guys. Sorry. We're not going to make this a whole mock draft segment. I just wanted to kick a couple off. We'll take some phone calls. Won't be the longest show today. I got a Bijan Robinson video dropping on the main channel, and then we'll do a Dynasty take of it on the Dynasty channel a little bit later tonight, probably. Okay, Diggs is 1.8 Diggs, 1.9 is, I think it's Grandpa, Travis Kelce. Kenneth Walker goes 1.10. Brian 1.11. Who's Brian going to take? Brian's going with the old dogs. He's going with no, he goes young. Travis Etienne. Oh, my back. My back's killing me today. Oh. Tyreek Hill going to Bobby boy. CeeDee Lamb and Tyreek Hill. Okay. Let's see what does Brian say. I gotta get an old dog in here. I went with a young pup at 1.11, but no, he's going completely revamped, young rebuild Brian. Kenneth Walker, Josh Allen to Vampy. Travis Kelce and who at the 2.4? Grandpa. What are we doing here, broski? Jacobs, okay. Where will Jacobs be playing? It'll be interesting. Diggs and Eckler. Eckler's fallen far. Eckler, look, in our community, he's gonna go top 5. Like I think in most communities. Breece Hall, Derrick Henry. I think Derrick Henry and Eckler are both gonna be first rounders in a normal environment. Okay, I need to get some people queued here. Boy. Okay. All right, let's queue Burrow again. Let's get on over to the wide receivers. We got T. Higgins. We got Waddle. It's so hard to know. You forget who's buried on here. You just forget. I'm gonna go Garrett Wilson because I'm losing. Okay, Garrett Wilson and Burrow. We'll go with the Moon Man. We'll go with Christian McCaffrey, Garrett Wilson, Joseph Burrow. Garrett Wilson's a little high there. I don't really know where his ADP is going to be. I look more lively in this chair. Thank you, pal. I love it. I can move around a little bit. I'm not so stiff. I can lay back. It rocks. It's called a rocker. It's got speakers. It's got movability. It's unbelievable. It's the best decision I've made in quite a long time for the studio. Garrett Wilson's a little high, but I like him. I love him. I think he's a wide receiver 1 in 2023. And I don't care not knowing who his quarterback is. We're predicting things. This is a prediction game that we're playing here. Okay? Taylor is a young dog. Where did JT go? Did JT not go yet? Yeah, he had to have gone. Did JT not go yet? No, he went. It's so tough to know. I got to start queuing people. Let's queue up as many people as I can queue up. I wish they could let you like save your queue list, because then you'd only have to do this once and you'd be good to go for the mock drafts going forward. But this whole like having to like comb through the rankings every single time makes it really difficult to do a draft. There's gonna be people buried on this. I know it. I wish you could at least sort it by like 23 points, you know? Wide receivers. There's going to be somebody like so down here. It just goes to show, though, when you find somebody deep on the rankings, you're like, oh my God, like how everybody missed on this player. Not as many as you would think. I'm searching and I don't see anybody too far down, but it's hard to know. Okay, let's go back to the. So currently, the 12 pick has Tyreek Hill, CeeDee Lamb, T. Higgins, Nick Chubb. Not bad. Etienne, Pollard, Damian Pierce, Trevor Lawrence. Okay. Walker, Josh Allen, Waddle, Stevenson. Nice. Kelsey, Jacobs, Javonte, Hopkins. Interesting squad there. I like it. Diggs, Eckler, Herbert, and Joe Mixon. Herbert's going to be so interesting because I don't know how I feel about him right now. I really disappointed us, like just completely crapped the bed. But I do think he's capable of getting back to where he was, where he's I'll call him a 3 or maybe a 4 to 6 quarterback. I don't know that I can put him in the top 2 to 3 ever again. Is he capable of it? I suppose, but there's just the QB pool is too strong now. So far, I've got 1 RB, 1 wide receiver, 1 quarterback. Let's go. I guess I'll go Dylan again, and then let's go. I'm just gonna try this lookout, see what it looks like. McCaffrey, Garrett Wilson, Christian Watson, Joe Burrow, AJ Dillon. It's kind of a youth built team. A youth built team. Minus McCaffrey. But I don't know. Looks pretty good. It's hard to mock draft this early. It's fun. It's hard though.
Motion detected at the backyard.
Ziggy, show me the backyard. Which means the front yard. Damn, he's just confused. What's that guy doing? I think that's an Amazon delivery. I might need to go check that out. I don't want someone to steal that. What? Hold tight. Hang tight. Hang tight. Uh-oh. Is it timeout? No. I'm trying out this, I may have froze it. I threw it in the freezer. This Tropical Punch Prime. I've been drinking the Metamoon, pretty good stuff. This Tropical Punch, let's try it out. Hopefully I didn't freeze it. And it doesn't explode all over me. It's frozen. Pretty good. Pretty good. Ziggy off. So we're trying out, I got a new camera that I'm trying out. Hopefully it's even better. Hold on. Okay, we're getting close to my pick here. Tropical, yeah, this is Tropical Punch Prime. I froze it, so there's only a little bit in here, but pretty good. You guys seen how Trump drinks his drink? Where he goes. You know what? Let's do good old trusty McKinnon one more time. I'm avoiding McKinnon, but at a 7th round value. You know? Pretty interesting squads. J.J. Hurts, Algier in the 3rd. Devontae Smith, Akers, Ingram. Cooper Kupp, St. Brown, Fields. That's cool. That's a cool little trio there. Electro. I like that. Cooper Kupp, St. Brown, Fields. Swift is interesting. Mike Williams. That's a good team. Chase, Mahomes, Olave, Hawkinson. Okay. Looks like Bumps timed out. Why is Bumps joining if he's going to... What are you doing, Bumps? Taylor, Henry, Cook, Keenan Allen, Kittle, Lamar. Luter, you timed out too? Barkley, Brees Hall, Debo, DK. That's an interesting team. I like that team, actually. That's a really good team. Barkley, Brees Hall, and then the double wide receivers, Debo, DK. That's probably the best team you could hope to assemble. Devontae Adams, A.J. Brown, Najee. That's a cool look, too, when you go wide receiver. You still get Najee Harris. I don't mind that. Diggs, Eckler, Herbert, Mixon. That's interesting. McLaurin, I like that. Dalton Schultz. Travis Kelce, Jacobs, Javonte, Hopkins, Drake, London. Pretty good team considering you went early tight end. Kenneth Walker, Josh Allen, Waddle, Stevenson, Chris Godwin. I like that. ETN, Pollard, Damian Pierce, Trevor Lawrence, Judy Ridley, Tyreek, CeeDee Lamb, Higgins, Chubb, and Aaron Jones, Kyle Pitts. That's a really good team too, Bobby. I like that. You guys did good. You made Papa proud doing your mock drafts. Now let's open the phone line.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Dial into the show. We will be doing first in the building today was Michael K. CPA. Michael K. CPA. Jeb. Jeremy. Ron Navy in the building. Warren was here. Appreciate you. Dial into the show. Bijan Robinson video coming later today. Probably right after this video. We're probably only going to do about an hour show today. We might cut it down to about an hour show during the off season because then I can get a lot more content out. That's pretty good. Tropical Punch ain't bad. Not bad at all. So, dial on in. Did I not open the phone line yet? I'm sorry. I always do that. Phone lines are open. Not yet.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Okay, I've confirmed. They're now open. I can guarantee they're open. So dial in. I apologize for that. Whenever there's not a call for a little while, I kind of realize I did something wrong. My fault. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show, buddy. Who am I talking to?
Yo. This is Jet.
Who?
Jet.
Jet or Jeff?
Like a plane. Jet like a plane.
Oh, like a plane. All right. Jet, what's up, Jet?
Yes, sir. Nothing much. I had some good fantasy football advice from you. I ended up losing in the championship. But next year, one of the guys that I'm looking at is Isaiah Hodgins for the New York Giants. Like maybe he could have like a St. Brown coming of age kind of thing. I think he's been getting off a little bit.
Yeah, there's some intrigue there. Richie James, like those guys have all kind of like impressed, So Hodgins, yeah, I don't mind that one. That's good, bro. What else you got?
I would think it'd be dope if the Eagles got Brian Robinson.
Bijan Robinson?
I don't know if we're gonna keep. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, Bijan Robinson.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're gonna bring back Sanders, and I'm an Eagles fan. So.
Yeah,
that'd be crazy. That'd be like a luxury pick.
Yeah, I think at the 10 pick, let me pull up the mock draft or the draft order. So the Eagles are at 10, and if he falls, they'll take him, I think. I don't think Bijan falls to 10. I think anybody that wants to draft Bijan Robinson that late's got to trade up.
Trade up in the actual draft?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, this isn't the same.
Well,
This isn't the same kind
yeah.
of, running back where running backs barely go in the first round now. This is just a different one-off anomaly that I think everybody knows is a one-off. Like, I think the NFL draft doesn't get back to drafting early running back, but with this particular RB.
What would you think? What would you think about us trading back and maybe getting Jahmyr Gibbs?
He could fall to the top of round 2 or the bottom of round 1. And he would be a fantastic fit for the Eagles. He's a little Alvin Kamara-like type player. I shouldn't say little. Yeah. He's 200 pounds, 5'11". Yeah. Could measure in smaller. He could measure in at like 5'10 and a half. 200 pounds even. He needs to be above 2 bills, I think, before he starts sounding some alarms. But I mean, he isn't that. He's a fine. That's a fine size. He's built pretty uniquely too. He's kind of like he just looks like Alvin Kamara. The way he plays, catches the football. He's kind of had 2 different careers at the college level, where Gibbs has been a heavy runner, and then he transferred and then became a heavy wide receiver, or did a combination of it all. So he can do it all. He is definitely Alvin Kamara-esque. Got speed, got hands.
Yeah, he's a bad boy. Badboy.com.
Yeah, he'd be good. He'd be good in the Eagles. He's gonna be a little bit more situation dependent, only because he is part wide receiver in a sense, and I think you get him with the quarterback like Hurts, and boom.
If the Bills fucked around and got him, messed around and got him. Excuse my language.
Monetization, buddy. Monetization. How do you mess that up? How do you mess that up? You know better. You know better coming in. Okay. Could see the Eagles going after Jacobs. I could see Jacobs in the Eagles uniform. I could see Jacobs in the Eagles uniform for sure. I could see him in a lot of places. And I could see a lot of teams being very interested in Josh Jacobs' services. Definitely. Dial into the show.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Yeah. Unreal. Tropical, eh? Tropical, eh? The thing is, you call in and do that, you get banned. You get blocked. Then you can't call in again. That sucks. That sucks bad. I could see, let's see, what was the other comment I saw? Crashed the jet plane. I could see, going back to the board here, going back to the top 10 board, the NFL draft, Bijan, I'm not saying he'll go number 1. I mean, the Bears would trade down if they were potentially even considering him. There's so many other options they'd have. But in a lower spot in a trade down, wouldn't be the craziest thing in the world if the Bears did take Bijan Robinson. But he's not likely to go there of these teams. But wouldn't be a horrible landing spot. Texans, probably not extremely likely, but it's possible. They like Pierce a lot. I know that, but teams might not mess around with Bijan on the board. So I would say they're probably not likely. So the Bears and Texans, not extremely likely situations. Cardinals are a for sure amazing landing spot, and very much, I believe, in the Cards' plans if he's there at 3, and he will be. So Bijan to the Arizona Cardinals is the first locked-in, loaded situation for me. Where it's okay, he's likely to go there. I love the situation. There's no pick in the top 10 I don't like for Bijan Robinson. That's what's so amazing about, when people say, you don't even know where he's going, Smitty. How do you like Bijan as the number 1 dynasty fantasy football player if you don't even know where he's landing? Well, you can sit back and play Captain Obvious later if you want. We're going to go ahead and jump ahead of the curve and try and figure out what's going on. And the Cardinals are the most likely pick at this point through 3 picks. I'm not saying they'll take them, but of the 3 picks so far, they're the ones that feel very likely, the most likely so far to take Bijan. And it's great. Colts aren't going to take him. Seahawks aren't going to take him. Lions could, but probably not. It's not a likely scenario. Is it possible? I mean, they love to run the ball, so it's possible, but highly unlikely because there are 2 RBs there. Raiders, absolutely. Cardinals, Raiders are the only locked and loaded situation thus far through 7 rounds, through 7 picks. Unless they bring back Josh Jacobs, which is not likely. Falcons, very probable. If he was there at 8, they would take him. I know that sucks to hear if you're an Algier fan, but they would consider it. He's a difference maker. He's a generational talent. But I do think that they may be tempted to say, let's kick the tires a little bit longer on Algier and let's fill some other holes. We got a lot of other holes. Let's go. Let's draft a quarterback. I could see him doing that. So potential, but not likely. Carolina Panthers, very likely if Bijan's there that they would take him. Not a bad spot. Not the greatest spot out of all these. I'd rather him go to Arizona. I'd rather him go to the Raiders. I'd rather him go to the Eagles. The Eagles would be another almost locked and loaded scenario. So if let's say Bijan fell to the Eagles at 10, I think they would take him. So Cardinals, Raiders, Eagles are the most likely to just pounce on it if he's there. The other ones are capable of it, but I wouldn't call it a guaranteed type of situation. Dial in.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
I asked about Saquon because the Giants have to decide on Daniel Jones. If they franchise Jones, they will have to extend Saquon or let him walk. I believe they probably... I mean, contract extensions can change that, so we'll have to see. Maybe they extend one or the other and franchise the other. I mean, it's very, very capable. I don't think Daniel Jones is going to break the bank, but you never know. You never know. Keiki, what's up? Appreciate you. Keiki, I think won the... we haven't broken it down yet. I'm pretty sure it's over. So let me go ahead and check on over at on myfantasyleague.com. I think Keiki won the... I think Keiki won the Cooper Cup League. I'm pretty sure. Does anybody know if the stats weren't calculating or something? I'm pretty sure Keiki had the most points. Yeah, Keiki won. I'm pretty sure Keiki won. Keiki, can you confirm that the stats were calculating in the standings? They were calculating the standings in the final week 17. Can you confirm that, or do you not know? That's the only thing I'm waiting on, is to make sure there wasn't a manual addition because it stopped calculating after week 14. Your boy Smitty, even with an auto draft of double quarterbacks, Mahomes and Burrow, I finished 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 out of 96 teams. But Keiki, do you know the answer to that? Does anybody know the answer to that? Did the standings match everything on the Cooper Cup League? If so, Keiki was our winner of the Cooper Cup League, and I will be announcing the prize and everything later. I'm pretty sure it's still going to be, but I just want to make sure that it's that Tyreek helmet before I end up, let's see here, before I end up announcing it, but it should be the Tyreek Hill helmet. Grant is surrendering for you, Keiki, for winning that league. That should be the prize. Keiki first with 21-22. But yeah, report back. Make sure that those stats were counting all the way to week 17 so we know that you're the for sure winner. But congrats if you did win. To the moon, Keiki. Winning the Cooper Cup League. We will be doing yet another one of those in 2023 here. So get ready if you want to be a part of that league. I believe you're getting an autographed Turbo Tyreek Hill helmet, full-size helmet. Grant's donating an item like that to the winner. So congrats. Let's see here. How much time we got? We got about 5 minutes left in the show. We're doing an hour show. We're in and out during the off season, so we can provide more and more content. I got a Bijan Robinson video dropping, and just a little bit after the show ends, I'll be putting that up. Probably about an hour from now, it might premiere. It'll be a live premiere. I'll be in the live chat. We'll be talking about Bijan Robinson from a redraft and slightly a dynasty perspective, but then I'll redo like a clip of it and then a whole new piece of content tonight on the Dynasty channel. Make sure you're subscribed to the Dynasty channel. I'll drop that Dynasty channel link right now in the live chat. But make sure you are subscribed, because the Dynasty channel will have yet another Bijan Robinson video with a little different twist to it. Maybe, let's see here. Yeah, subscribe to that Dynasty channel, please. I just dropped the link. We've got over 1,000 subs on it now, and we're going to take it to the promised land this off season. What's for dinner tonight? I don't know yet. Travis missed a couple shows. Well, you're back. That's all that matters. Appreciate you, Travis, being here. Did some mock drafts if anybody missed it. 2 mock drafts at the beginning of the show. News to go over for the day. I guess I could do that real quickly for the final 5 minutes, or final 2 minutes of the show. Cedric Wilson, questionable. Let's see here. Julio Jones, full participant. McVay informed members of the Rams organization that he will be staying on as the head coach. He took time off to mull retirement after the Rams season ended, and even gave his coaches free rein to look for new jobs. Ultimately, he will stay on board and try and recapture the team's Super Bowl magic from a year ago. That's interesting news. Skylar Thompson is not on the final wild card injury report. Jalen Waddle is not on the final wild card injury report. Teddy Bridgewater is questionable for the Miami wild card matchup against the Buffalo Bills, and they're optimistic he can potentially play. And that's good news for the wide receivers. So if you have in Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty, where they match up to $100 on your first deposit, your boy Smitty has been telling you about doing these full playoff fantasy football contests on Underdog Fantasy, promo code Smitty. Good news if you've chose Waddle and Tyreek Hill as wide receivers, because Bridgewater is probably going to deliver the football to both those guys a little bit better than Thompson. Super chat from, let's see here. Who is this? Isaac dropping a super chat. Isaac, appreciate you.
To the moon.
Isaac to the moon. My broski. Isaac says, if Bijan falls to the second round, he won't fall out of the top 10 unless his 40 times so bad it just causes some kind of unforeseen cascading of his value, which is possible. But if Bijan falls to the second round in redraft, I'm sorry, second round in redraft, would you consider that a steal? Would it be foolish to try and get him and Breece and have in half PPR? No, it would not be foolish. It would be fantastic. I'm sorry I jumped to conclusions on your question before I read it all. He would be a steal in the second round. Bijan will probably be at a top of the second round, mid-second round pick to the regular world outside of our community at the jump. And he'll start climbing all the way up to, I believe, even like 7 or 8 overall in the real world. In our communities, in our mock drafts, he'll be taken inside the bottom of the first round from the beginning, from the jump. Hopefully we can all try not to ruin his ADP and try and take advantage. If the opportunity presents itself then, we want to be able to take him at the top of round 2 or the middle of round 2. That's a huge advantage. So, Breece Hall and Bijan would be fantastic, Isaac. That would be a great start. Mostert will not play Miami's wild card game. That's bad news. Tyler Huntley is questionable for the Ravens wild card game. Lamar Jackson won't play. We knew that. We talked about that yesterday with his PCL being a very bad PCL injury that he revealed yesterday, where the guy is literally almost needing surgery. As you can see on this model, the PCL and ACL are in the middle of the knee, but on the back of this model, you can see it. And the PCL and ACL are responsible for stabilizing the knee and keeping as a tightly fit joint that doesn't move or move around. You have your MCL and your LCL on the outsides. And if you don't have stability with the ACL and PCL, your knee can move in between like that, and you could tear that ligament on the side. On either side, you can tear the other ACL or the PCL, depending on which one is vulnerable. There's all kinds of meniscus issues and stuff, so he can't go out there. His knee is not stable. But revealing that it was a borderline 3, which usually requires surgery to have a PCL grade 3, that's bad. Aaron Jones expects to be back for with the Packers in 2023. Jones will have $20 million cap figure in 2023. Let's see. They could move some. The team would be willing to move money around to make it work. I believe if they cut Aaron Jones, he saves the team like 10 to 13 million. So he's a very likely cut candidate. And that's good news for A.J. Dillon. But they could move money around and figure out a way to keep him if they felt like, okay, Aaron Jones staying is such a good thing for Jordan Love's development if, let's say, Rodgers retires or is traded away. They'll also open up a lot of room money-wise if they traded Aaron Rodgers. But let's see here. T. Higgins will play in the wild card game against the Ravens. We knew that. He had an illness, though. Tua has not advanced to the on-field football activities portion of the NFL concussion protocol. Every Tua update is at least somewhat frightening as the quarterback recovers from his second brain injury of the season. Tua has been ruled out for the wild card game. More to come on that, but it would be shocking if Tua really didn't have huge question marks about playing ever again walking into 2023. He may be like, I'm going to sit the whole offseason off and I'm going to not listen to people, and I don't think I'm going to have any issues because there's, to some degree, it's a lot of unknown. You don't really know what's going to happen if you're not showing symptoms, which is why a lot of players can go back out onto the field because you can't tell anything's wrong. They have healed. They've gone through the proper amount of time. They don't fail any of the sensory tests or anything. They go back onto the field, but the brain trauma is so severe with Tua because he was concussed while he was still concussed. Because he suffered a concussion, wobbled on the field. They didn't take him off. He went out, got hit again in the same game, and got a concussion on top of a concussion. 2 brain injuries in a row. And who knows if the guy's capable of ever playing football again without hitting his head. A little baby bump and he could be out like that. It might take him the realization on the next concussion, which will probably happen right away if he does decide to hit the field again in 2023. And then he steps away from the game is my thinking. And I think Miami Mike's smart enough to know that. I think Miami Mike is going to go hardcore after Lamar, Brady, A-Rod, some kind of huge, bold move to get those wide receivers, Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, a gunslinger. Aaron Rodgers, Packers general manager, Brian, let's see, what was this? Where was that at? Aaron Rodgers will take some time to decide whether he wants to return in 2023. I don't know what Green Bay is going to do if he decides to come back. I think they would entertain trading him. I really do. I think Aaron Rodgers doesn't, if he does want to come back, it's to do something different, but you never know. We thought he wanted out last year, and he somehow, some way changed his mind last second. Derek Carr, the Athletic is talking about the Colts won't trade for Derek Carr. Let's hope not. You guys should have learned your lesson with the Matt Ryan Wentz experiment. Stop going after recycled quarterbacks. And that's about it for the news. That's about it for the news. That's about it for the show. I appreciate you being here. This has been 1 hour, 60 minutes of straight fantasy football goodness. The show will now be an hour long during the off season to keep things moving, to keep content flowing, to keep me creating more and more content and uploads in conjunction with this video. I still will likely be live at midnight Eastern most Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. There will be occasional nights where I don't show up in the evening show. I still break news whenever news breaks. I go live here on the channel. So if something massive happens, if somebody retires, your boy Smitty goes live. If Aaron Rodgers decides, if there's talk about trade, I'll go live. If Tom Brady decides to retire, I'll go live. I go live whenever news breaks. I go live at 7 p.m. Eastern every single Monday through Friday. And I go live Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at midnight most nights. Vamp dropping a super chat here at the end. Vampy, appreciate you. Have a great weekend, Smitty and everyone. But don't go far, Vampy, because tonight's Friday. I might be back tonight for a show. Maybe we'll do some underdog drafting promo code Smitty. We'll match up to $100 in your first deposit with Underdog. I will see you all potentially tonight. Thank you, Vampy. Appreciate that super chat. Also appreciate Isaac's super chat. I will see you all later. Hit that thumb up button on the way out the door. Thank you, OJ. It's my anniversary, so no graveyard for me. Haha, says Vamp. Vamp, happy anniversary. Appreciate you, Vamp. Later, Travis. Appreciate you. Hit that thumb up button on the way out the door. Peace out, everybody. People are getting burrowed left and right, and people are going to remember it.
Get burrowed.